David, did you abstain or vote no on the bond resolution on this $39 million?
I abstain.
He didn't vote either way, and so I used the term abstain. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
the
that's
proper
what he
term.
said, I thought he voted no.
Okay.
I'll move to approve the minutes if everyone.
Angus Little makes a motion to approve the minutes, to have a second. Ray Moore, second. All in favor, show their usual voting sign. Carried. Bank balances, anyone have any questions about that?
I do need to explain something about that. The bank balance of $28,929.30 is looking pretty low, but that's because we made payment, and we'll see it later, on the incentive for the hospital. We have about $75,000 in taxes that will be deposited, or have been deposited, actually, will be credited to the account on Monday. So it's not as bad as it looks. I just wanted to let y'all know.
That amount should be coming back, or close to it should be coming back to the authority in the form of an issuer's fee once they close.
Yeah.
Anyone has any questions? Okay, industrial report, Lynn.
No report, there's really no change.
Okay, old business. At this time, we need to approve for Gerald and I to sign whatever documents are related to the hospital. And Mike, be sure you got them all, whatever we need. So if you'd explain that to me.
Well, they're going to be the memorandum of understanding, the lease agreement between the authority. Right off the top of my head, I can't think of what other related documents, but there will be some, I think, depository trust agreements, which are agreements that indicate where conduit finance or payment is going to be made straight through instead of to the authority for debt service, and then on, it's going to cut out a step where they'll just pay directly the lender, that sort of thing. There'll be a stack of related documents.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Howard.
Howard, Chairman, and Secretary Treasurer, specifically Ralph Owens and General Bowles, to sign all the necessary documents related to the hospital project.
Okay, you heard Harris's motion, I have a second.
I second.
Lee Strickland seconded. Any further discussion
Well,
about
it's
it?
written. I don't know if you remember that. We'll just
You
stay.
have a bad morning this morning, too.
I'm sorry, Lee.
That's about it.
Okay. Any further discussion?
I have a question.
Okay.
Where are the agreements?
The agreement has not been finalized. My understanding is Friday was the drop dead date for all final language and revisions to be submitted. I think all the documents say that agreements will be entered into on December 1, is when they'll be dated entered into.
So we don't have the ability to review these documents before
Uh,
the vote's made?
These documents have been reviewed by council for all the parties on an ongoing basis. There have been multiple writes and rewrites of all of these documents.
And all, if I'm correct, if I'm wrong, but all of the documents related to the industrial authority, all sections of the documents related to the industrial authority have been, we've seen the final versions of those, I believe.
We have.
That's correct.
When were those presented? When you say we, Harris, what do you mean?
I specifically, I mean,
Yeah, I haven't been involved with this discussion at all, so I don't know what's going on.
I have seen it.
Okay.
I have also seen
Well, I have not, so one has no idea what's
Once
going on.
final documents are arrived, then I'll be able to provide it.
when we have it, Mike.
Probably by the end of this week. I think the official offering statement is scheduled to be printed today and will be released tomorrow to potential investors.
All right, I see we need approval of this board on that. Can we wait till you get all those and get copy of it.
If you want to have another call meeting,
I don't want to have another call meeting, you know, but that's what it takes us. We've got a meeting, next meeting.
Not till January. Well, we've got a meeting December the 13th, but that's a joint meeting with Todd
We'll
Long
do that time.
for the DOT.
that's agreeable with me. If it needs to be done sooner, I will.
So this Friday is the drop dead date for the documents?
Last Friday.
Last Friday.
Was the drop dead date for revisions and comments to the documents, and they were supposed to be completed.
Okay.
Uh,
When would we have to meet then?
I'd have to talk to the bond counsel and lawyers in GTC
Okay.
to
I have a question of David. Upon review of the documents, you gonna change the way you vote? I mean, is it how you vote no, obviously now because you haven't reviewed them. You gonna vote yes if you review them?
I don't know. Probably not, because
Then what difference does it make?
then go ahead and vote. I'll just vote no. Just go ahead and vote. Okay.
I mean, that's all, it doesn't
Go ahead and
matter.
vote. I'll just vote no. So,
Okay, I entertain a motion to go ahead and sign these, to approve us to sign the documents, and you can make the motion.
I made the motion, I think we already got a motion in a second.
And-
Motion in a second,
Yeah,
okay.
For further clarification, all of these documents will be directly related to the bond resolution. It's already been talked about this authority, and will relate directly to issues pertaining to that bond resolution, which has already been adopted.
Okay. All right, any further discussion? If not, all in favor, show the usual voting sign. Those opposed, the same sign. David votes no. So the motion carried. Review the purchase agreement for the right of way for the Ross Place extension.
This is,
Some of you are familiar with it and some of you are not, so that's the reason I had Lynn to put this on the agenda.
it's the final page, and it's on the back page. And it's the last item. Maxi Moncrief's right away.
What it's saying is, this, if the time we agreed to talk about doing all this, the building authority didn't have the money to buy that property with, so I agreed for the city to go ahead and purchase it. And when the building authority got the money back, that they could repay the city. So I just want to bring that out. It's already been voted on before. And want everyone to be aware of it, because it looks like every time we meet, there's something new, or someone hadn't been informed about something. So, Lee or David, do y'all have any questions about it?
I don't know anything about this.
This is the right of way for Ross Place extension for the road.
What does this have to do with on the back sheet? You said on the back.
It's the last
On
page,
this sheet right there.
the last page, it's minutes from the July meeting, and it's on the back side.
This was back from,
July of '09.
okay.
We just wanted to make sure y'all were aware.
What happened was the city was the one who condemned this property.
No, we didn't.
You didn't? Oh, you negotiated it?
We finally agreed to that.
Okay. But they furnished the money for it.
This is
You
really
just-
explain
yeah,
the
this is a
information.
way of, way of information.
Right.
Right, that's all. I want everyone to be aware of it. So when it comes time to pay the city back, there's nothing to question.
All right.
New business?
I do have a question. I mean, not being on, when this was negotiated, agreed upon with the previous, industrial authority, and not being involved with it, I would just have to recuse myself anyway, because I have no knowledge, I mean, that's something the previous board already agreed on, so I don't know. Are you saying there's gonna be a vote in the future?
No.
No, just bring it
It
to
was
the
just,
idea.
it was just to make sure that you are informed,
Okay.
because it did take place, and there are some, we've been over a lot of things. Some of them don't get always brought to, we want to make sure that we bring everything to the table that was decided on previously, and this was one thing, we weren't sure y'all were aware of how that transaction or how we plan to handle that, so that's why we brought it back up.
New business, Mike, I'll let you take it.
This is the reason actually I asked y'all to meet this morning. The first one is incidental. I just happened, since we scheduled this meeting, I happened to get a call last week from Trent Saipan, who is an attorney out of Gainesville, who represents Philadelphia Farms, and I think earlier this year, this same board approved a change of a remarketing agent for Philadelphia Farms of a bond issue that we passed back in 2005, and is in their bond documents that they're allowed to change remarketing agents. The way that debt transaction is set up is they sell and resell those bonds on the market on virtually on a daily basis, and sometimes even on an hourly basis, depending on how rates fluctuate, in order to keep the best rate, and they use a remarketing agent to remarket that debt. And last time they changed to Wells Fargo, and they've decided once again to change. And in order to change, of course, us being the conduit financer, they need the consent of the authority. And he asked would I bring it up at the next authority meeting, and I said, well, we'll schedule it for next week. I'll bring it up and ask the authority to adopt a resolution to approve the change by Philadelphia Farms of their remarketing inflation agent from Wells Fargo Bank to BMO Capital Markets GKST Inc. That's successor remarketing agent for their bonds. And that's all it takes, is a motion by this board to allow the chair and secretary to sign that resolution once adopted, and any related documents if there are any.
So,
Ashland makes a motion, I have a second.
No second.
Any second? Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, show by the usual voting sign. Those opposed, same sign, the motion carries. Okay, Emmanuel College.
And this is actually the reason I called Lynn and the chairman and asked if we could have a meeting scheduled today because of the time frame involved in the validation process and the necessary window in which debt has to be validated. We needed to adopt a bond resolution this week in order for Emmanuel College to issue. This is $8.5 million for a new athletic facility. In fact, the amount of debt is going to be $7,310,000. Is what Emmanuel intends to borrow from BB&T. They wanted to close by the end of the year. If y'all are not all familiar with the process, when debt is issued, after a bond resolution is adopted and a validation petition is filed, or alongside signed by the judge, and a validation petition is filed, it has to be advertised for 2 consecutive weeks, and then a hearing has to be held within the very next week after the second ad runs, and it all has to be held within 20 days. And so, in order to do that by the end of the year, to accommodate judges' schedules and that sort of thing, we had to do it. We had to adopt it today so I can file it before Wednesday and have, I think the judge's schedule is such that the validation hearing will be held on December the 13th for validation of this debt. And that way Emmanuel would be able to close their loan with BB&T prior to the end of the year. And so that's what we're here for, is Emmanuel is asking for this authority to act as a conduit financer for $7.310 million in debt for a new athletic facility. And it won't constitute a general obligation of this county or this authority to be paid solely from revenues of Emmanuel College.
And you need to make that clear, that's what, no shape, form, fashion, or with or for it, or the taxpayers'
Correct.
lives.
Emmanuel is on the hook and on it.
That's right.
I'll make that motion.
I second that motion.
Ash makes the motion, Lee seconded. Any further discussion?
I just need again to disclose the fact that I'm an employee of the college, but I have no fiduciary obligations or responsibilities. If there's any concern with legal counsel.
I don't see a conflict.
Okay, all in favor, show the usual voting sign. Those opposed, same sign, the motion carried.
All right.
Anyone else have anything, because that's all that's on the agenda?
Are we having an actual meeting December 13th, or are we doing it just the DOT thing?
Well, we're having doing the DOT thing here at 5:30, and I need to know if anybody's not coming, because otherwise our county heads here are gonna have a meeting. We were planning, and I think the plan is still after that meeting, to have our own meeting, but I'm gonna leave that up to the chairman and yourself and, Billy,
Billy.
as to whether or not that, y'all go forward with that, or you schedule it some other time.
Okay.
Is that not the night of Washington?
Oh, what night is this on?
13th.
It's a Monday.
It's our regular meeting night.
It's not on Monday, it's on Friday night, and, no, the regular meeting.
I think the 13th is on Monday.
It is. The 13th is definitely on it.
It's on Monday, it's not our meeting.
Well, they moved it.
Did they change it?
I'm not sure.
Dan, what is supposed to be at this meeting on the 13th?
Okay.
That's what you're talking about, regional commission?
Check and see, Joe, I don't think.
What Dan is
That's your minutes from this meeting. That's the Emmanuel.
Need to double check that.
Thank you.
Okay, if no one else has anything, have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Harris makes the motion, second. Yeah, I'll say sure that. All in favor? And again, thank all of you for coming so early in the morning, and I appreciate it.
And I think I didn't have coffee for you guys.
You tried.
Also, don't forget, the date for, this is another December 13th date. This will be during the day, not in the evening, for the groundbreaking for Ty Cobb is December the 13th. And I think you were all sent an email, 11 a.m. out at Clear Creek Drive. So, be here or be square.
Some sort of reception or something at the church or whatever it is, that's the time.
Mike, I can see you, man.
Thank y'all.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Lee.
No, you're wrong.
I'm sorry about that.
Sometimes one name just flows together and comes right out.
Yeah.